Hello, leaders. This is Jason Graziani. Thank you for joining our channel today, Leader for Life. We've been going through a series where we're going to be going over leadership principles, 10 leadership principles on what it means to be a leader for life. Remember, leader is your choice. You choose to be a leader. Today, we're going to be talking about principle number 7, and that's standing up for what you believe in, whether or not it's convenient. Now, this is a big one because a lot of people stand up for what they believe in, but then they get quiet when it's not convenient. And we've identified a few areas in life, and we're going to start with government, okay? I've got right here American Presidents Magazine, and I was reflecting on the last several presidents in the United States. We've got the last 9 presidents. We were taking a look at the approval ratings, and I was reminded in studying the leadership position, which is the leader of the free world, the president of the United States of America, that I was reminded in America how much we love to build people up and how much we love to rip them down. When they come back down, then we love the redemption and the comeback story. Take a look at this. All the 9 presidents, they had to get elected to begin with. And regardless of whether you're a Republican or Democrat, that is not the point of today's message. Today's message is analyzing how much the presidents have high approval ratings, low approval ratings. Let me give you an example. The last 9 presidents in the United States, of all 9 of them, only 3 of them maintained an approval rating on average during their duration in their office of over 50%. What does that mean? That means that 6 out of the last 9 presidents had a less than 50% approval rating on average during their tenure as president of the United States. But they got elected, but we're following them. Did they always do what's right in the end? Did they always stand up for what's right when it was convenient or not convenient? Let's take a look here. On the ranges, Nixon. Nixon's low was 24%. His high was 66. Ford was 36 to 70. Carter, 28 to 74. Jimmy Carter got up to 74 approval rating. Ronald Reagan, 35 low, 71 high. I thought Reagan was going to be a lot higher than that, but Reagan's top approval rating was 71. George H.W., 29 was his low, 89 was his high. 89? I can't even imagine today in the United States of America where they would say 89% is going to be approving of somebody's job. Clinton, 37 low, 73 high, okay? George Bush, 25 low, 90 high. Barack Obama, 40 low, 67 high. And President Trump, 35 low, 49 high. And so why am I bringing this up to you guys? Because I think that at one point a president was seen as an authoritative leadership figure. Obviously, they got elected. And somewhere along the way that they lost that. Why would somebody that approves of somebody's behavior one year no longer approve of their behavior next year? Why is that? So you start studying and you dig a little bit deeper. I wrote a couple examples down. Obviously in government, the Congress right now has a 14-15% approval rating, and that's Republicans and Democrats. So again, on this video, we're not talking about taking sides. We're talking about the fact that the elected officials, why do they have such a low approval rating? Because they got elected to begin with, so obviously they're not standing up for what it is that the people want. Because if they were standing up for what the people want, wouldn't the people approve of their behavior? Interesting. Let's look at cancel culture currently going on in the United States of America. It's probably going to be going on for years. I'm a proponent of the freedom of speech. I think in order to be a leader for life, you have to accept the fact that in order to be a leader, you have to hear something said that you do not like from somebody that you possibly do not like. But we have to have a level of respect in order to benefit from each other because we need each other's differences. If I was told by a mentor, Jason, you need to spend time with people that think differently than you, that you respect the most. I said, hold on, say that again. They said, you need to spend time with people who have a differing opinion than yours, but you respect them. Because if you don't respect them, you wouldn't listen to them. And I took that advice and I started spending time with people that shape my thinking a little bit. And although we don't agree on many things, I have my opinions. I'm sure you have your opinions too. But what will be terrible for our society is if one side of an issue cancels the voice of the other side of an issue. That can't ever take place because then we're never going to find the best solution thinking that we're always right. Another area is in business. I'm a capitalist. Okay, I'm a compassionate capitalist. I believe that the capitalistic system in the United States works over all the other choices. I believe it's easy to knock or degrade or to talk down any system of government or any system of economics. But I believe that the capitalistic system is best, making sure that, and it's important, you pay attention to the people. Now, in business, you seek to make a profit. And many times people will turn their eye, or they will not address some compliance concerns, or there could be behaviors going on in the workplace that, let's face it, it's scary to talk about. Or I don't want to report my boss doing something, or I don't want to report this, or I don't want to disagree with that person because it could jeopardize my job in the future. Listen, you're going to have to ultimately make that decision for yourself as a leader about what you do in tough situations in business. But I'm going to tell you this: do the right thing, and do the right thing even when it's not convenient. It's not going to feel good in the moment. It's not going to feel good in the moment. But when you work out your body, you're breaking your body down in order to be built back stronger. I love a quote from Billy Graham that says, God can't use you mightily until you've been crushed deeply. And every single time I'm going through something tough, or I feel alone, or I feel like I'm a boat out in the middle of the ocean and there's a huge storm and I don't know which way I'm going and I don't know how to solve the problem, I always remember that God can't use me mightily until I've been crushed deeply. And sometimes when you stand up for doing what's right, you feel temporarily crushed. But just like in America, we build people up and we rip them down at times. That comeback and redemption story is even better. Just remember, Tiger Woods winning his Masters, this last Masters, had more pull, more people watching, more people cheering, and the fact that his kids were there because he came up, he came down, and he came back. And that's a really tough situation to do. Last couple examples, sports. Let's take a look at sports. I'm going to use a funny example here. Whatever your team is, especially to the fellas out there, whatever your basketball team is, your football team, your baseball team, your whatever sport you like, let me ask you a question. When did you really buy that jersey? When did you really start liking that team? Now, if you're the type of person that says, I was with my team since the beginning, I'm born and raised in this city and I love my team, hey, I'm not trying to get on your bad side. I'm not. However, I always see in sports when it's convenient, meaning like let's take the Golden State Warriors in basketball. I'm from California originally. Golden State Warriors were terrible for years, but all of a sudden everybody's a big fan. When did those fans start? Typically when it was convenient to root for them. Because if you were going to get in a conversation and talk about your terrible team, and for you guys that are fans of terrible teams, you know what I'm talking about. You're walking into a fight and it's a sports debate and you know you're going to lose because you're bringing in your cupcake team that's not even winning. And so why am I saying this, guys? This one's kind of a little bit of a fun example here. Stand up for your team whether they win or lose. If it's your team, stand up. If it's your country in the World Cup, stand up for your country whether they win or lose. If it's the Olympics, support them. Pick what you stand for and stay consistent the entire time. And that leads me to the last example, parenting. I'm a newer parent. I married a single mom. I was thrust as a single executive. I was just working my business, running my business, but all of a sudden I've got a business that's going on at home. And the decisions that I make and how firm I stand by my decisions, sometimes I even hurt. Sometimes I want to do something for the children. Sometimes I want them to get something or have something. But then if I compromise on what it is that I stand for, then I won't have the respect of the children. And so it's so important for me at the house that whenever we come up to a little example about whether we get to go out to eat, whether we get to buy a prize or get something or do something, I have to stay consistent on what it is that I say. And you know, I've seen today too many parents operate like friends to their children. And so what they're doing is they're making decisions, and I see it all around me. Parents making decisions for the convenience of the child instead of what's right for the child. And so you may not be friends, you may not be on the closest terms all the time, but if you seek respect, and most leaders, again, if you're making a decision to be a leader for life, you're making a decision to earn respect from the people around you, whether they're your family members, your coworkers, your constituents, the people that you work in a nonprofit with, your church, or wherever you come from. It's very important. And so wrapping up, guys, just know this. You might be in a situation right now that's really tough. You might be in a really tough situation. You might have to have a hard conversation with a family member, and it may be really difficult. And maybe you have that feeling in your stomach where you're like, oh man, I just don't want to have this conversation. I get it. I get it. You might have to have a conversation with your boss, a coworker that's doing something inappropriate. You might have to write a letter to your congressman or woman. You may have to write your senator. You may have to talk to somebody that's in an authoritative figure, and maybe it's an uncomfortable conversation, but I want you to know this. If you have respect for the other person's point of view, but you're convicted in what it is that you stand for, everything's going to work out in the end. And I hope you make a decision today to be a leader for life. I hope this principle of standing up for what you believe in, even when it's not convenient, will help you in your everyday decision making. And I can't wait to see you guys back on our channel. If you like this video, subscribe. If you like this video, share it with your friends. And I look forward to seeing you guys and carrying on this journey of choosing to be a leader for life. Take care and God bless, guys. Bye-bye.